Bayes theorem application in medical diagnosis. Suppose I fall sick and I've been many days, and then finally I go to a doctor. The doctor is also confused. The doctor also doesn't know what is wrong with me. So he prescribes many tests. And when the results come, the doctor tells me that I tested positive for a very rare disease. It's so rare that it affects only 0.1 of 1% of the population. I'm worried and ask the doctor, what is the reliability of this test? Tells me it correctly identifies 99% of those who have the disease. But the test also gives a false positive in 1% on those who do not have the disease. That is, somebody doesn't have the disease. 1% of them, it may show that that person has the disease. Now, should I be worried or be not worried? Because what is the probability that I have this rare disease? And this can be solved by Bayes theorem. Let's see how. Now, Bayes theorem states like this. Now, the various points here are the probability that you would test positive, probability that I would test positive if I had the disease. So, given in the problem that it is 99%. So, I put 99. Probability of having the disease, that is what is the general probability in the entire population without knowing whether somebody has a disease or not a disease. That is told that it is rare, very rare, only 0.1%. 0.1% is 0.001. Now here P of E is known as the total probability. The total probability is addition of two things. One is probability of having the disease, that is P of H, and probability of having the disease and correctly getting hold of it, detecting it. That is probability that I have the disease, and then what is the probability that I will be tested positive? That it says 99% because the test is valid for, test is reliable 99% of the occasions when the patient has a disease. So that this becomes 9.99. Next is not having a disease. So 0.001 that has been subtracted from 1. So that comes 0.999 into 0.01 because 1% of those cases, 1% of the cases where the patient does not have a disease, the test will identify the person as having a disease. So 1% is 0.01, 0.001, 1 minus 0.001, that is 0.999. So if you multiply this 0.99 into 0.001 divided by the sum of these two, 0.001 into 0.99, 0.999 into 0.01, that if you calculate using a calculator or using Excel, you'll get it as 9%. So what does it mean? It means that even though the test is 99% accurate, because the disease is so rare that only 0.1% has it, a positive result still has 91% chance of being false positive because of probability of having the disease, even if I tested positive, because the test can also give rise to false negatives in 1% of the population, that it can say that you have a disease and you do not have it. That means 91% chance of being a false positive. So I should not be worried right now because only 9% of the chance probability that I have the disease. What should I do? Should I keep quiet? No. I go for a second test. A second test also says, yes, I do have the disease. The chances of two tests coming negative, coming positive when I'm not having a disease, it drastically reduced. So my probability goes up. So right now for this problem, we'll leave it as a first test. Only 9% probability that have the disease. So this is how you solve the problem of uh, medical diagnosis. It is also used in other places. 1% of the emails are spam and 90% of spam emails contains the word offer. What is the probability that an email is spam if it contains offer? Calculate using Bayes theorem. I'll just show the slide. You can just pause it, read it, understand it, and then solve it the way it is written there. P of spam. 1% of the emails are spam. 1% is nothing but 0.01. Not spam is 1 minus this one, so 0.99. Probably 90% of the spam emails contain offer. It is spam containing the word offer. The probability of it being a spam when that word offer is there, it is 90%. So we want to find out offer is there, but still it may not be spam. So we want to find out what is it. So to remember the formula, like it is P spam by offer. Here it is reversed, offer by spam. And whatever in the denominator here, that comes here, P of probability of spam. And then the denominator here is the total probability. So the calculation is here, pause it, see whether the figures that are substituted there are the ones as per this one. Work it out yourself on a piece of paper. And then you will get it as 0.4762. That means the probability that an email is a spam, even if it contains the word offer, is not 100%, it is 47%. So just because the offer word is there in that email, it does not make it 100% spam. Only 47.6. That's why we see in mails, sometimes legitimate mails are put in the spam folder because the spam filter uses this sort of calculations. So even if it is less than 100%, it will still put the spam folder and then you have to search there. But somewhere somebody would have said if that particular word, some other word is there, then consider it as. So that's all on Bayes theorem. Take more examples and practice yourself using the formula. Thank you.